Hello and welcome to Roundtable on the Education Channel. I'm Catherine Ferrara, and joining me today is Dr. Laura Kingsley, Assistant Superintendent and Chief Academic Officer with Sarasota County Schools. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, my pleasure.
And our guest today, President and CEO of the Charles and Margery Barancik Foundation, Teri Hansen. Welcome.
Thank you.
Teri, would you share with our audience the history of your foundation and its missions and to make meaningful changes in education?
Sure. So the Charles and Margery Barancik Foundation got really officially started in 2014, and I started in the middle of 2015. And right after that, Laura came to and spoke with my board about capacity building with teachers and really building the teachers and giving them the tools they need to make the difference in our children's lives and education. So that
was the start of the partnership.
That certainly was.
And that partnership has expanded from reading and math, and the Baranciks have generously donated $1 million to grant fund the Making Mathematics #1. Laura, tell me about that and the support.
Well, first of all, we couldn't be more appreciative to the Barancik Foundation. It is so energizing for me and for our teachers to have this belief in them that if we just give them extra time to work together, to collaborate together in math, they will be able to offer our children those same opportunities. And we know enough about how people learn to know they learn best when they work together. So the Making Math #1 in Sarasota really was birthed by hearing people, children, parents, and even teachers say, I hate math.
Right.
So why do they hate math? You know, we wanted to figure out what is it. And we really believed that if we gave teachers the time to work with math experts on the content, where they were very comfortable with the content and lesson structure, that they would be able to transfer great knowledge to their children and a confident attitude to their children.
And not making math so imposing, because I think sometimes when kids see those numbers and it's, X's or it's angles and there's specific things tied to it that kids sometimes say, there's no way that they can do it.
And they shut down and they think, I can't. Well, this grant allows them to think, hey, I can.
Great. It kind of unlocks the brain to understanding it. And it was so synergistic with the Barancik Foundation because Chuck Barancik loves math. And as a matter of fact, was president of his high school Pythagorean Society.
Wow, very impressive. So that was important for the foundation. That was a good marriage and a good partnership.
Absolutely.
To bring that.
Yeah, the school district has been a wonderful partnership with the foundation.
So the effects, the future of this initiative, how does the district want to see this initiative moving forward, and how can it do that?
Well, it's interesting because the energy that was created from the math teachers in elementary school just started to move up. And there's this rumble that turned into an all-out, hey, we want this too, kind of yell from the middle school and high school teachers even. That whole cycle of giving them time to really go deep into content. And so we approached the Barancik Foundation because we knew a little bit about the history, actually a lot about the history of what they'd already done in middle school. And I'll let Teri explain.
Yeah. Well, it fits so perfectly because we had been part of the STEM Smart initiative and then started creating 21st century classrooms in the middle school. So by the end of this school year, every single math, science, language arts, and social studies class will be the tech active kind of group learning for the kids, and they love it.
And
they're
ready.
No more sitting in rows staring up counting the holes in the ceiling. So it just fit. It gives them the background and the grounding in elementary school to then thrive in middle school. And as you will find out, middle school is not always the most
I remember it well, and it's very helpful to have anything that you can to get ready, not only for middle school, but also for life and career ahead, because you do need math in whatever career that you choose.
And if they're not loving it by middle school, they're not going to love it ever.
Absolutely. Now, the Reading Recovery Initiative has also been very paramount to the district, and the Baransiks have played a very strong role in helping fund that. Briefly tell me what the Reading Recovery Program is, because we are going to talk about that in greater length in another segment.
Good, because there's a lovely story of collaboration that you'll hear. So Reading Recovery has 3 goals, right? The program has 2 goals. One, you take the lowest performing first graders and you work with them. A reading recovery teacher, highly trained, works with them for 12 to 20 weeks and gets them to the average of their peers. It's like miraculous, right? And our teachers have gone way above and beyond. They've exceeded the national norm for success. The second goal of it is when those children don't reach the level of their peers, we can early identify them for intensive special support, which is a wonderful thing. And the third goal for me is the same as we had in math. We develop capacity in those teachers. So thanks to the support from the Barancik Foundation and the Gulf Coast Foundation, we have some 35 highly trained reading teachers now in our district. They're experts.
And every single elementary school has at least one reading recovery teacher who works one-on-one with students in the morning and is the literacy expert for the school in the afternoon.
Wonderful.
So every single school.
This year, thanks to the generosity of the
Very
Barancik
good.
Foundation.
And expanding to other schools, or where is the future?
All of them this year have it.
All of them
Perfect.
have them.
They accelerated our expansion. We plan to get it into all schools next year.
Right.
And this year we had a few more we were adding, but the Barancik Foundation accelerated that, offered to pay for the salaries for the teachers so that we could start that this year.
Because we didn't want Laura to have to figure out which schools don't get reading recovery.
Yes.
And we started out in Title I schools, and then we realized this children who aren't fortunate enough to be in a Title I school won't get it. So we expanded it to all the schools.
Wonderful. Thank you, Teri. Thank you, Laura, for sharing your perspectives today and talking about how the Barancik Foundation has dramatically changed reading instruction in the classroom and the support of the reading recovery efforts in the school district as well.
Yes.
Stay with us as we continue the conversation on the many ways that our foundations support our students and help close the achievement gap. We'll be right back.